The speed of trains is a concern in Canada, too. In the wake of the Lac Mégantic disaster, Canada's premiers called today for a new tracking system to monitor hazardous cargo. And they're not the only ones calling for change. As Mike Armstrong reports, small-town mayors have been pushing for trains to slow down long before 47 people died.
There are signs like this one in towns right across Canada, but this one may be unique. The town of Vaudreuil-Dorion tried letters and petitions asking rail companies to slow down. They asked Transport Canada for help, but nothing worked. Well, now they're trying to appeal directly to the engineers in the locomotives.
Citizens ask us to put this big sign.
Mayor Guy Pilon admits the speed limit isn't binding, but says the town had to do something. So this week, they're putting up signs at each spot where CP and CN tracks enter the community. Now, Pilon says this isn't just a reaction to the recent train disasters, but that they do make reacting more urgent than ever.
We're asking them just think about it before it's happened again.
Now, after the Lac Mégantic tragedy, a lot of mayors got nervous, especially those near the disaster zone. A group of them met with the federal transport minister yesterday over their concerns. When something like Lac Mégantic happens, says the mayor of Sherbrooke, it's municipalities that have to act first. Now, one thing many are upset about are the conditions of Montreal, Maine, and Atlantic's tracks. In places, the rails are corroded. In others, spikes can be pulled out with barely any effort. The mayors want more monitoring of rail companies, especially smaller ones, like MMA. Rail safety was on the agenda at the Premier's Conference in Niagara-on-the-Lake this week. At their closing press conference today, the Premiers called on Ottawa to set up real-time monitoring of trains carrying hazardous materials.
I think that will help everyone because in each province there is the same situations than we have in Quebec as we had in Lac Mégantic.
The premiers are also calling on Ottawa to make sure rail companies have adequate liability insurance. According to the mayor of Lac Mégantic, MMA still isn't paying bills for the cleanup. Mike Armstrong, Global News, Montreal.